everyone, it's Crystal from Beautifully Broken Crafts Hauls and More. I have a Hocus Pocus DIY for you. I know it's late in the season. However, with everything that's been going on, I didn't have time to put it together before now. So I hope you guys like this. Let me know which one's your favorite, and I'll see you at the end of the video. So for this first DIY, I wanted to make some Tassel Sanderson sisters. So I took some red yarn from Dollar Tree, some forest green, and some purple. And I got this idea from Nicole over at the Week's Nest. So once I got that tassel put together, I did take a large wood bead that I had on hand from one of the Walmart strands I had, and I string it through those two pieces of yarn there, as you can see, and then I add a little bit of hot glue on it to just secure it. And I did that with all three colors. And then I take these Dollar Tree witch hats and just hot glue those to the beads to make it look like their heads have their hats on. Then I set those aside, and I'm taking apart this Pick Your Poison sign, and I am going to use these potion bottles, these glittery purple and orange pumpkins I had, some twine, and some other wooden beads, and I'm using those tassel witches I made as well to make myself a garland. I did just put a doll, it's D-O-L-L, needle on the end of this twine. That way I could push it through those styrofoam pumpkins, and it was easier to string those wooden beads as well that way. And then I needed to force that needle through the witches' hats as well. And to put those potion bottles on, I just tied it onto that jute cord with another piece of jute. Because if I would have strung it through the holes, it wouldn't have laid right. And there it is completed, hanging from my kitchen island. Next, I just took one of the signs I had on hand from Dollar Tree and chalk painted it with Waverly white chalk paint. Once that dried, I used my ruler and a pencil to give it the faux shiplap look. So I just drew some lines horizontally and vertically. I didn't measure anything. And then I do smudge some of it with my finger, that lead from the pencil. And on my Cricut, I had cut out this printable, and it says "Tonight We Fly," and it has the broom, the mop, and the vacuum, because that's what the Sanderson sisters were stuck flying with towards the end of Hocus Pocus. I just took the original jute cord that was on top of it and strung 6 wooden beads on there. For this next one, I used a jack-o'-lantern wood cutout from Dollar Tree, flipped it over to use the flat side, painted it white with Waverly chalk paint, used the antique wax to Waverly wax to give it some definition, and then I had cut out the phrase "I put a spell on you" from the song they sing in Hocus Pocus. I took some Dollar Tree Halloween ribbon, tied just a simple shoelace bow, dovetailed the tails of it, and then I take a little purple skull and out of like those wooden stickers you get from Dollar Tree, and just hot glued it to the center of that bow. And then I did add a piece of jute twine back to the back of it so I could hang it up. And then this cat was a wood cutout from Dollar Tree as well. I painted him black with Waverly ink. The pumpkin is done in Pumpkin by Waverly. And I want to say his eyes in this stem are done in like a seafoam green I had from Apple Barrel. And then I had cut out the phrase Thackeray Banks Fan Club for that. And then on this next DIY, I took one of the tall black candles I had from Dollar Tree and had cut out the phrase "Amuck, amuck, amuck" with one of the brooms and just stuck that on there. And then I did end up making a black flame candle as well, which you guys will see at the end. The next DIY, I took the black sign you can get from Dollar Tree that had the pumpkin cut out. And with my Cricut, I cut out a stencil of the Sanderson sisters, which is up at the top, and then the the verse of the song, come little children, I'll take thee away. So what I did was I took the ink Waverly chalk paint and just stenciled that first, because it was a trick I had learned from my NEP on DIY Beauty on Purpose. And then I'll go over it with the colors. So while that was drying, I took this frame I had from a previous DIY, sanded it down because that frame isn't real wood, it's like a plastic wood. And the chalk paint doesn't like to stick to it unless you get it a little gritty. So I just put one coat of the Waverly chalk paint and ink on this frame. And for the insert, I am going to cover it with a piece of the, shiplap wallpaper, but we'll see that in a minute. I just wanted to get everything that I was painting in the Waverly ink color done at one time instead of going back and forth. So for this other project I'm starting, I took this wood round sign, painted the back of it with that black ink Waverly chalk paint. I just gave it one good solid coat. Then I took the white and just dry brushed it on the on there just to give it some texture. Now I go back to this frame and I just define the edges and everything with that white chalk paint. And then I'm going back to my stencil sign. So I'm taking the white Waverly chalk paint and a makeup sponge from Dollar Tree, and I am just stenciling the words, come little children, I'll take thee away. And then I will use the Waverly pumpkin chalk paint for Winifred's hair, a yellow apple barrel color for Sarah's hair, and then I didn't have purple paint on hand, so I just mixed some red and some light blue and a little bit of white I had on hand together to make purple for Mary's hair. And I used the same technique with the sponge, the makeup sponge, and just dab that into the stencil. I did go over the words with the white twice, and I go over the yellow and orange 3 times and the purple twice, just because you could still see the black words peeking through. So here I am going back over with the white, and I'm running out of the white Waverly chalk paint, and I don't like wasting it, so I will scrape the bottom of that before I get rid of it and start the next bottle I have. You will see all of the finished DIYs at the end of this video. It was just easier to edit it down this way this time. And here you see me peeling off that stencil I had done with my Cricut stencil vinyl. And it came out pretty good. I do have to go back with some black chalk paint or ink, whatever, and touch up the white spots that aren't supposed to be there, but that was no big deal. I didn't, excuse me, I didn't let the paint dry all the way when stenciling, because sometimes when you let it dry all the way, it's harder to get the stencil up and it'll smear or rip off your paint when you do it that way. So that one was done and I set it aside, and I went back to this round one that I had painted black, and I just printed out the phrase on my Cricut, "Oh look, another glorious morning makes me sick." And then I'm going to take one of those witches hats from Dollar Tree and hot glue it to the sign as well. And that one will be done. And then I go back to that rectangular sign I was working on, and you see me here with the faux shiplap wallpaper. I just traced that insert and cut it down to size and stuck it to that piece of, it's like cardboard. And then I sanded down the edges just to make sure it was flush. And then I had printed out on the Cricut, I Smell Children in this yellowish green color. And then I will put that back into the frame, and I'm going to hot glue a little plastic cauldron to the side of this that I had on hand from my Halloween stash last year, and then I fill it with that spider web material I had left over from Walmart to just make it look like it's got something in there boiling. And then I did end up gluing an orange witch's hat. So here's the garland finished on my island. There's the Amuck finished candle on my island. The Black Flame Company that I didn't video me doing, that one. There's the Oh Look Another Glorious Morning Makes Me Sick. And above that is Tonight We Fly. And there's the Come Little Children, I'll Take Thee Away. There's I Put a Spell on You. And then the Thackeray Binks fan club. So that's it. I hope you guys like these. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed those DIYs. Let me know which one was your favorite. I think my favorite might be the one, either the garland or the one that says, oh, look, another glorious morning. It makes me sick. Oh, just to let you know, you're going to see me in this shirt in 3 videos. The Halloween home walkthrough, this one, and then I'm going to do a haul. They'll come out separate days, but you're going to see me in the same thing. And I did pull my hair up just because I was starting to get warm. But like I said, let me know which one you guys like the most. If you like my channel, you like my content, and you like me, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up. It really helps out my channel. Subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video. Share, comment, all that good stuff. And I will talk to you guys soon. I love you. Thanks for spending some time with me today.